Because first said he's coming on tonight.
You're live.
Or he at work.
Yeah, he's at work now. It's your world premiere. This is Live Your Truth. Live Your Truth is the newest #1 podcast. 3, 2, 1. Yeah. It's cold out there, y'all. It's getting dangerous. Amazing. How come they don't know? No one's life is the Cosby Show. Killer cops is nothing new to melanated people, bro. Not in the America that locks us up for mega bucks and legalized prostitution so the mob can get a cut. CIA agents bringing dope in from the south and spread it through the hood so we can take each other out. The sadness in the hood isn't just some recent shit. It's the same thing that you can see on a slave ship. Trauma passed through generations lead to a peculiar life. Can't believe in freedom even if one of your parents white. I can do it right because I'm conscious and I know the way. I got roots in Africa. Pittsburgh is my birthplace. International businessman from inmate 15208. African Messiah, dog. Someone had to say today, all you want is metaphors about the clubs and freaky whores. Stacking up some paper, flashy cars, and them foreign tours. Don't you know it's war? They come after you with all they got. It starts out with Congress, yeah. Them the folks that scheme and plot. Once they pass these laws that's on, you and I didn't know what's up. And since we don't, the jails is jam packed with all of us. I got my fist raised. The unity is in my heart. No matter who you are, come and live your truth. That's how it starts. Yeah, that's how it starts. Hit it.
They don't know.
Still don't know.
How cold it is out here in these streets. It amazes me.
It's amazing, y'all.
That they still don't know.
Welcome to the podcast with the most. I'm your host. That was the vocals of Shay, aka It's Just Shay. Don't play with her. Hey, get it right. Taibu Muad'Dib. We just turning up tonight. The snow is gone, the ice is melted away. Back to work. Don't be upset or afraid, man. Hop in here tonight and live your truth. Grown kids ruin grown-up lives. Y'all already know what it is. I'm keeping it 100 and hot with you. If you agree, jump in there and say, every time, I swear. Hey, teenagers, leave it how you found it. It means plug it back up the stuff. They just mad because they ain't got their game, y'all. It's such an easy concept to understand. Leave it how you found it. Taibu Muad'Dib, man, right here on the ones and the twos. That was They Still Don't Know by yours truly and Shay. Want to give you that fire, man, one time. It is what it is. But to be honest, most of us won't never get a chance to really, really understand how something so simple, right, can end up so tragically bad. If you have kids and you not careful, You raising grown-ups that's still kids. When you hear that sound, write it down. I'm trying to give you out a free game. This is Live Your Truth. If you want to jump in here and say your piece and hop right back up, I'm cool with that. All right, 30 seconds of fame. Let's make it happen. Jump in the comment section. I'll shoot you the link. You can jump on here and say whatever you have to say about these grown kids ruining grown-up lives. Now, I got grown kids. The reason they can't ruin my grown-up life is because they already know if you anywhere in dad's presence, got to turn up. You got to give 100% of yourself. Bottom line. But a lot of you parents out there, you're giving your kids 100% of yourself and not requiring reciprocation at the right ages. What are the right ages? We're gonna get into that tonight. Don't worry about it. So if all y'all watching over there on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, that's what it is. I'm not playing any games. Getting your kids phones at 8, 9, and 10 years old, but not requiring them to do anything responsible at all is a huge mistake, because they're not getting consequences at the home. They're not being held accountable at home. So when they get on this phone, who's holding them accountable? Who? Not you, not you. You're not. So they have zero accountability, and yet they have access to all this nonsense. If you aren't from Wisconsin and you wasn't watching the news, you didn't know that there was a lady down here in Texas that flew up to Wisconsin to meet a young boy off the video game. This is real. They caught her the second trip. She got it off the first time. The second trip back up there, though, they was waiting on her, like that Dateline dude. I'm not making fun of these child predators, y'all, but women definitely do it too. She had to have it. If women, listen to me, if women are online trolling, trying to pick up underage, you know what I'm saying, youth, what you think these real pervs is out here doing? So we had a show, and I could post that. We had a show where somebody had young girls, you know, dancing, dropping like it's hot, you know, little itty bitty girls. And some folks was trying to defend that. I'm like, what? Then somebody came on the show like, man, look, they had a sex offender living in our building and didn't post that he was living there until they put him out. I can't make this up. So imagine if people in that building was posting the little girls doing stuff like that. He already a pervert. Like, oh yeah, she wanted. You know what I'm saying? She's 6. It's ridiculous. Come on, what are we doing? Grown kids. That was just one example of y'all basically, you know, grown kids. You get them doing grown-up stuff. Right? So they become grown. You've not prepared them to be grown. Say that again. When you hear that sound, write it down. They become grown, but they're not ready to be grown. Now what? Raise your hand if you know somebody that's taking care of their grandkids and they're under 45. I'll wait. Keep it real. Keep it real now. You know, have kids young. They have kids young. You in your 30s still, just hitting 40. Oh man, I just became a grandpa. What? And let me tell you something. It's not cool to be no broke grandparent. For real. I got a 21-year-old. He better not make no kids, so I got my kingdom established. For real. Y'all stop acting like y'all celebrating these grandkids. Y'all in y'all 40s. What are you doing? Because I know that you're 17, 18, 19, 21-year-old. I mean, even if they're a YouTube sensation, how can they be an awesome parent? I'll give it. You can read books and stuff like that, but at that young age, what are we talking about? I didn't have my first child till I was 26. I can't imagine being 16, 17, 18, 19 years old. I keep telling these young women, don't have no kids or get married between 17 and 25. Now, I know that makes your marriage ability window a little smaller. You got 10 good years to pick one good man. But hey, them was good odds. Them is. But you will not be the same woman when you're 25 that you was when you were 17. I don't care how many kids you do or don't have. You just won't be. That's the best advice I can give you, young ladies. You want to bust it wide open? I don't know. It's like when you lose your virginity, you turn the freshness seal off that thing. Fresh. So what are we talking about? The freshness seal gone. Now it has what? An expiration date. Stretch marks, track marks, bite marks. Nobody want that. Don't nobody want that at all. So y'all can say what y'all want to say, but you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you right now, you can't make this up. You just can't. So there it is. Grown kids ruin grown-ups' lives. And you like, Ty, well, how can this be? I mean, look, I had met a chick. She was cool in a fan. Cool in a fan. Her daughter was a lazy good for nothing, but cute. So having kids, right? I'm talking about a little bit dim, obviously. So this woman was taking care of her grown daughter, barely grown, 21, 22-year-old daughter. She had two daughters of her own and her grown son. Her daughter was such a mess that she had to, assume custody of her grandkids. I don't think she was 40. Then they all moved in with her mama. Can't make this up. And I mean, coolest person you ever want to meet. You know what I'm saying? Just so burdened. She put all this burden on us, just taking all on herself. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not advocating, if you're a grandparent, like, let them kids go into the system. I'm not saying them, foster care. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that if you raise these kids properly, they won't they won't put themselves in situations to be grown until they are grown. Seriously. It's real. And look, since African women make up 2/3 of the African households in this country alone, ladies, y'all are raising the people that you don't even want to kick it around. Serious. Y'all can't raise lazy, good for nothing sons, ladies, but you don't want that. You don't want that man living with you, or you don't want to be with him. That man's not attractive to you. Why are you raising that for the next generation of women? Likewise, ladies, why are you raising future smuts, thoughts? Why are you raising them? And then swear up and down, all these kids out here, they ain't got no daddy. What are you, look at, and y'all need to stop calling it generational trauma at this point. It's generational stupidity. Oh yeah, I said it. I'm about to post this. Generational stupidness. It's not to say the European right for what he did to us, but I'm saying stop calling generational trauma when y'all know better. It's generational stupidity. All right. I'm putting that up there. That means your grandmammy was stupid, your mammy was stupid, you stupid. That's what it means. And I'm talking about the way you're living. You see folks doing it better, probably because they're not stupid. Nah, this is live your truth. I'm just living mine. You don't have to accept my opinion as a fact. It's not a universal fact. It's just my opinion, but I'm entitled. Now, there are Europeans all over the place like, yeah. These Africans, they're just stupid. It's generational stupidity. We are not absolving you from European guilt. Yeah, not a part of the solution. So you're still part of the problem. No matter how benign and benevolent you want to act like it, you Europeans out there. Don't even try to jump on this bandwagon. But I have the right to say African people need to stop trying to blame slavery for everything now when y'all know better. You have access to better. It's generational stupidity. Let me be clear about this. Generational stupidity. And I had to become conscious myself. But I'm doing the best I can to spread that conscience to the rest of you. Listen to me. It's generationally stupid to give your kids these European last names and first names and middle names. It is. If your grandfather's name was Alfred, don't name your son Alfred. If your grandmama's name was Stella, don't name your daughter Stella. It's generationally stupid. If your last name is Mac, Williams, Mackenzie, don't pass it on. Don't pass that. Slave masters, we've been free for, at least a century, at least one full calendar century. And mass incarceration is a new form of slavery. Yes, it is. But let me tell you something. It shows generational stupidity for African after African to continue to name their offspring a European name. Proud of a name that doesn't befit the way you look. I challenged somebody. I said, African melanated people predate the European culture. Yet all you Africans run around with these European names. But if they were as you are, they would have African names because we came first. If the whole world was proud of being of the names that they heard that came before them, then the whole world would have African names, first and last names. And so I challenged this person that had an issue with me in this whole name thing, generational stupidity. I said, have you seen a European South African? Why, yes. Have you seen a European South American? They said yes. A European Chinaman? Yes. Why? Because of the colonization of Europeans. But you don't see Tim, last name Zulu, right? These non-mixed Europeans are not carrying these culturally ethnic names. Why not? Generational stupidity, people. I'm proud to be black. What? Doesn't make any sense. You're proud to be what they called you, to put you down, to put you beneath them. And at that, all you proud black people got slave masters' names. It's generational stupidity. And so moving forward, the generational stupidity goes over into how you're raising your children. All of us want to raise our children the way we want to raise them. We just all just going to make it up. This is how I feel my children should be raised. There's really only one right way to do it. It's only one right way to do it. You want a healthy, well-balanced child that turns into a productive member of any society that you live in. There's only one right way to do it. Generational stupidity makes y'all want to make stuff up. It does. Gotta give y'all a moment to think. I gotta give y'all brains a chance to catch up to what I'm saying. Generational stupidity. Audience. I'm gonna circulate this. This hopefully it goes viral. Hopefully everybody wakes up to live your truth and starts watching this show. Generational stupidity. Right? If there's generational trauma, it's now self-inflicted. I wasn't born into slavery, just very tough circumstances because of the generational stupidity being played out by my parents. Oh yeah. My parents, they gave my parents, look, if you give a bunch of people that don't have nothing access to drugs and alcohol freely, like Coke 45 tastes good. It does. Don't think it doesn't. And it makes you feel real good. It does. But is it good for you? Yeah. Don't look at me like that. He drank Coke 40. Yeah. If I want a cold one that's gonna make me feel it, I'm gonna go get some Coke 45. That's why they still make it. If Coke 45 wasn't the bomb, why they still making it? At all the beers, at all the malt liquors? Why is making Coke 45 if people aren't drinking it? Y'all probably thinking, who drinks Coke 45? I do. And there's at least a couple million other me's out there where they would discontinue. Right? Keep it real. Generational stupidity. Generational stupidity. So, um, but let's look at a couple different ways how we want to raise our children. Let's look at some of the stuff. All right, because you got you got options. You got options, right? Um, oops. Trying to write this down, trying to get this going. Bam. I have to get this right. So trying to I want to get you guys the real deal. I have to be more informational in this new year because I keep telling y'all to do something fresh and new knowledge. Knowledge added, knowledge gained is always fresh. It's always a fresh feeling, all right? Don't get it twisted. It's always a fresh feeling. All right. Taibu Muad'Dib, educator, African Messiah, coach. I'm going to teach you guys how to get this thing done. I want to just get some stuff out here for y'all to think about how to get that young person out your house. Get that young person out the house. Booyaka. To get that young person out of your house, you have to transition that teenager into an adult. And for men, if you meet, a beautiful 30 something, she probably got 2 or 3 kids, to be honest. And at least. And so, and that those kids probably be between 10 and 18. So how do you handle that situation? If you love the woman, you're going to keep it real with her. Like, look, I don't, I can't really associate myself with someone that's not raising their kids to get out the house. There's no sense in us acting we're going to have any kind of longevity, because I'm not going to help you take care of another man's grown kids. You know what I'm saying? While they kids, they're in the house, they just going to, get the fruits of our labors. But when they grown, they got to go. You know what I'm saying? It should just be me and you time at that point. We can travel the world, do our thing, power couple this thing out, right? So, ladies, if you not raising your kids into that transition phase to get them out the house, don't think that you're going to attract your husband. All you church women waiting for a husband to find you, he's going to walk on by. If you see me walking down the street, I'm telling you, he's going to walk right on by you. If you think a man is going to stay with you, watching you baby grown teenagers, knowing that they're not going nowhere. When they turn 18, they ain't going nowhere. Fellas, keep it real. Jump in the comment section. You think these women that are babying, that are picking up behind 16 and 17-year-olds, you think that she's going to just put him out in the streets when he turns 18 on 18th birthday? No, it's not going to happen. What's going to happen is she's going to put you out for suggesting that you put them out. Don't ask me to waste 2 or 3 years of my life waiting to see what happens. I'm not going to be in suspense. That's not my character. I'm talking about, fellas, if you dating a woman and these kids go downstairs, and we'll call them kids, but let's say teens. Let's say these young people are like 13, 14 years old. If they can go downstairs and make food and leave everything where it is, right? And she don't say nothing to them, she's going to clean up behind them when they can clearly do it themselves. What am I saying here? I'm saying if you date her for the next 4 years, you're going to watch her continue to clean up behind them, not hold them accountable, none of that stuff. They're not going to turn 18 and all of a sudden say, hey, it's time for me to pay bills. I'm finna man up. I'm finna woman up. You know what? It's not going to happen like that. It's a false sense of reality. And that's when them grown kids ruin grown-ups' lives. That's how it happens. Not just that, but think about the teachers. I'm in Texas now. There was a substitute teacher. They was throwing chairs at him. Everybody's online. Oh, he shouldn't throw a chair at them kids. Man, what are you talking about? When you was a kid, if you grew up in my generation, your mama told you if somebody hit you, hit them back. That old man, he was before my time. Throw a chair at him. I'm a teacher, but these kids are throwing chairs at me. He started launching them, and he was wrong. Them was grown kids ruining that grown man life. Just think about it. If a 6-year-old shoots a teacher, this isn't Call of Duty. This isn't Crash Step Auto. A 6-year-old. You people are you people. Yes, I said it. I can because I'm one of you. You people are raising grown kids. It's generational stupidity. It has to stop. That teacher's going to be traumatized forever because the people in that house, the grown-ups in that house, was raising a grown kid. Showing that young kid all that grown-up stuff at a young age. Nah. In my generation, it's like when I was coming up, for all you young parents, when I was coming up, the kids couldn't even sit in the same room as the parents. Y'all go upstairs. Nowadays, look, when I was in college, I could hear the older folks talking about it. They knew y'all wasn't going to be nothing. They knew the culture was smacked because they was like, these young parents, young girls these days, they're being their kids' friends. No. Don't be their friend. Be friendly. Right? What are you going to get out of being your kid's friend? Be friendly, right? Encourage them to make friends outside the home. Encourage them to socialize outside the home. Really? All right. I get it. I'm just saying. Y'all don't have to watch my podcast listening to me, but we have to stop blaming slavery and mass incarceration and all that stuff for our own generational stupidity. Here in Texas, I believe it happened here in Texas, a man shot a youth football coach. Yes. What? I've coached little league football before. I wouldn't know what to do if I'm coming down on a child and the parent jumps in and says, "Hey, don't talk to my kid like that." Oh, yeah, you off the team. Bottom line. All that lets me know is that child has zero accountability at home. That child's going to have a terrible attitude and is going to be a TO, a cancer on my team. This is real. Don't take your child outside. If at home they can do whatever they want to do. I mean, if you go on your phones right now or a different device because you're watching the show and you Google kids throwing temper tantrums in stores, how many of those videos are going to be of us? I'll wait. Right? I mean, very few. Very few. So I can respect that. That's one thing that has persisted. I don't care how young or how ghetto or poor or whatever, disenfranchised or ignorant she is. Ain't really African moms ain't going for the public display of disrespect. But you just there's such a higher standard than that, ladies. Okay? Let's stop acting like we can teach young people do as I say and not as I do. What's that really all about? Do as I say, not as I do. I got pregnant at 16, don't do it. I went to jail at 19, don't do it. Do as I say, not as I do is generational stupidity. And then I can't have kids, I'm not a woman. But what I'm saying is, ladies, I think you should try to revamp yourself before you have that second child with that second man. When you hear that sound, write it down. Fellas, likewise, what do you need 14 kids for? You trying to start your own soccer team? It's real. I don't do this podcast for the views. I do this podcast for the truth. I want y'all to jump in here and live your truth with me. Get in the comment section. Let me know what you think about what I'm saying, because I'm gonna continue to say it. Let's go to the screen share. Now that I got rid of a few folks, let's go to the screen share. And you don't think that I don't know that y'all not hopping on my show because I'm talking about you. Y'all know how you go to church and the pastor starts talking and you like, man, I was meant to be here. You know, God wanted me here. I needed to hear this. Go to the screen share real quick, just so I can start teaching y'all something. Because you know, I hacked the whole time. I'm feeling it tonight. Feeling myself. Let's go. How to transition a teen into adulthood. You can just Google it. I just Googled it. How to transition. Ladies, y'all got phones. It's not for watching your soap opera stories or porn the whole day long while you at work or whatever you're doing. It's to learn how to raise your kids better. You messed up, you just all jacked up. Okay, fine. But you can do right by them kids, whether they daddy want to be there or not, because you crazy or not. I don't know what the story is. But you can do it. Add some life skills to your situation. It says tackling the transition from teenager to adulthood. Have family rituals. I tried it. It worked for like a couple of weeks, you know what I'm saying? But it fell by the wayside. People wasn't investing in it. But they can see right now, I knew what I was talking about because I do read and I do write books and I'm smart. Words of wisdom. These kids these days don't seem very wise. They're a bunch of followers. We're the leaders. Words of wisdom. Rites of passage. What does the child have to do before they get a car? Are you going to get a child that sneaks out in the middle of the night to hop in other people's cars? I'm going to buy this person a car. I'm going to get them a car. What? So they can do what? Underage drink, drive, and kill themselves? Then you're going to be like, oh, I shouldn't have bought him that car. He wasn't even cleaning his room. He wasn't even keeping his curfew. You know what I'm saying? No indication of personal accountability, responsibility at all. I'm just going to get them a car. That's what parents are supposed to do. No, they're not. They're supposed to help them transition from being a teenager to an adult, right? Be a role model. I told y'all, generational stupidity. Stop trying to tell these young people to do as you say and not as you do. Just doesn't work. Show appreciation and affection. I told y'all, you don't have to be their friend. Just be friendly. Make time. That's interesting. Time for what? Time for what? Because if you scroll back up, it already talked about, going to a park or a movie. So that's already out the way. It says make time. Time for what? Time to listen. Get to know your young person, right? And that can be tough sometimes because young people these days, they doing so much dirt at such a young age, they don't want you to know who they really are. I went through that personally. But make the time to at least make the attempt to listen to your young person and listen to what they have to say. Listen to who they're becoming, all right? Show them the way, likewise, right? Point them in the right direction. I've said 1,000 times when I was doing You're a Mess, I don't want Cardi B and Kodak Black influencing the way my young people think about relationships. Set clear rules, boundaries, and stick to them. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. What they say that for? Generational stupidity precludes all of you single moms out there not doing this from doing it. Just generationally stupid. Had you abided by the rules and boundaries that was set for you, you wouldn't be pregnant by 2 different guys with 3 different kids. Fellas, had you listened to the rules and boundaries and stuck to them, you wouldn't be out there broke, bummy, and homeless or living off of women. Just shooting it to y'all straight. It goes both ways. If you're parenting teenagers, set clear rules and boundaries and stick to them. All right? I'm going to go ahead and stop that screen share. I know this is very painful for a lot of y'all. Oh, here go Ed. Ed, man, you might as well come on in here, man. Stop playing around, bro. You want to hop on the show. Ed been dying to get on the show and get at y'all, man. I'm glad that I have I finally have a topic that he's interested in. Is he gonna hide in the shadows? We shall seek some show for that. Nah, yeah, my bad, Ed. I might not hit you with the link tonight. I be zoned out. I got 3 different platforms. Is what it is. But let me go ahead and shoot that to you real quick. Into the thick of it. Let's go. All right. Live your truth. But y'all, you see what Ed's saying. So your point of view on single women allowing grown children to live at home, expound on it. Bruh, we see it every day. I mean, I ain't even going to lie. It's like overstood. You know what I'm saying? These grown children, they're literally ruining our society. Ruining it. not just for the next generation, not just for themselves, for all of us. These young people these days have lost their ever loving mind. Hey, Taibu, I don't do podcasts, but every now and again I run across Facebook Live and listen and drop a message or two. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Appreciate y'all. And you do know that you can come on to this podcast if your hair isn't done or whatever. You got a book in your nose. I'm just kidding. But I'm saying you can leave the video off and just do the audio. We don't mind that. So you definitely can hop in here and get that done. But I appreciate the support that y'all show. Make sure it gets popping. So Ed, he says, expound upon allowing them to live at children at home with daddy. So it behooves me to point out that generational stupidity is it's become so common, it's now the norm. We all just look right past it. We're not holding each other accountable to generational stupidity. So I think it's stupid to spend 18 years not preparing your young person to take the world on their own. For two main reasons. One, you're not promised tomorrow. So if you're still taking care of a grown child, if God forbid, though, if something were to happen to you, who would do it then? So that nips in the bud and debunks all you moms acting like can nobody take to your child better than you. That child can if you raise them right and prepare them, all right? The second reason it's enormously stupid is because most of these kids like it. They like staying at home until they're 23, 24, 25 years old. Oh, we know it's not like the Europeans, we can keep them in the home longer. What? I don't care if they're getting a check, if they working and paying the bills, none. I get them kids out the house. You want to know why? Because it's a natural progression of life. It is. They're supposed to go. All you need to do is watch Animal Kingdom. All right, fellas, if you meet somebody and you dating somebody and that's an issue that sticks and stays, like it just doesn't go away, I mean, there's just more fish in the sea. Women who aren't raising their kids to get out the house, they want a guy that they can treat like a baby too. And so, ladies, now you know why you keep getting and attracting bum, lames, you know what I'm saying, guys that just use you for a little while, tell you it's real love. You and y'all in love for 2.5 years, and they move on to somebody that's not you. And what I mean by that, not generationally stupid, and have to put up with them problems. Can you imagine being a grown man and you arguing with these grown kids about silly stuff, right? Like leaving their shoes in front of the door when they come in the house. Just kick the shoes off and just head upstairs or go wherever you're going to go. But I mean, it's real. They've never picked up behind themselves. They put them shoes right there and wait for their mom to come do it. And the mom is usually like, oh, fooey, I can't wait till they get their own place, right? Come on, man. If you're helping, how long, man, do you think that you can mentally stay healthy if you're helping a woman clean up behind and cook for and, you know what I'm saying, provide for grown kids by another man? It's just not going to happen. I wouldn't do it for my own. I wouldn't do it for my own. I'm telling you right now. Now, if they fall on hard times and want the couch for a month or two, maybe. But that's going to come with some strict rules. And I'll throw an X factor in there. Who wants to live with their parents when they're grown? So you know that's generationally stupid. You know, y'all nasty. It's the parents in the house getting busy, the kids, the grown kids in the house getting busy. That's not. Who wants to hear their mom or dad moaning later? Y'all just nasty. It's generationally stupid. Period. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I mean, come on, hop in the comment section if you could really deal with being in a room right next to or underneath your mom getting pounded every night on the regular. I couldn't deal with it. I don't understand. I mean, I understand for real why a grown, male or female child will want to live in a house that I live in. They're not my kids and be, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man, never. It's sick. What that man said, baby? The Oedipus complex. It's a bunch of young men wanting to be their mom's boyfriend, so they run all the guys off. It's ridiculous. All right. I don't know what's going on between you and Kimberly. I'm shuffling to see if she's gonna hop in here. Y'all over there on Facebook. Let me see if I can't start something. Cause I really want y'all opinions and y'all points of view. I don't know if I have a Kimberly Walker or anything on my Kimberly Walker Searles. I don't know if she's on my. I think Ed might be the friend. Yes, Kimberly, you gotta hop on. You gotta request the friendship on Facebook, Ty Muad'Dib, and I can jump you in here and get you right, or Ed can shoot it to you. Cause I don't know how we get that done. You're not a Facebook friend, but I'll start some stuff tonight though. You know I will. I think it's funny though. I think you're all funny. Cause y'all don't want to jump in here and keep it real. Cause y'all going through it, y'all dealing with it. I know you are. People haven't been watching my podcast because I'm talking about you. That's why I had to try to trick y'all. Like Facebook made Instagram. Y'all all jumped on Instagram. Didn't know it was Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Like, you look at Pepsi, and then you look at like Sprite or Mountain Dew. You look at all the Pepsi products. You don't know if that's still Pepsi. You see what I'm saying? Frito-Lay. Just because it don't say Frito-Lay don't mean they don't make that shit, right? So I had to be slick and go from you're a mess to live your truth to get y'all to jump in here because I was killing y'all with the relationship game. Woo! And tonight, all you bogus parents out there, but you know what? If you do know somebody that's in this situation, please pass along this episode because they definitely need to be checked. They do. They need to be checked, and that should just be it. Because at the end of the day, all y'all know these grown kids is messing up folks' lives. 6 years old shooting a teacher. Yep. Okay, but there it is. Finally. Well, I shot you a link, so I hope you hop in here with me and talk about it because people need to hear it. It is what it is. Click the bold letters. It's gonna shoot you right in here, and I'll just add you. But I'm telling y'all right now. Let me go to the next screen share while she getting this up together, so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Oops, because I don't play no games. Booyah. Let me cancel that. I want y'all to know I'm not playing no games tonight. I'm gonna get y'all together tonight. I killed the relationship game so cold. Baby vending machines, dating, prostitution, forecast cheating. I changed the whole culture with these concepts. By the time I bring back out You're a Mess, it's gonna be a daily talk show. I'm not tooting my own horn. The world needs more Muad'Dib. I'm telling you right now. Let me go ahead and share this screen. I'll pat myself on the back. All right. There we go. It says how to help young people transition into adulthood. And look, this is not me shooting shots. Don't y'all take it like that. I'm trying to help y'all do something here. I'm trying to help y'all go somewhere, okay? That's all I want to do. With so much rapid fire change in the world, the job, get it right. It's going to take some work. So all you lazy parents, get up off the couch, put on your boots, go upstairs, snatch the game out the wall, and sit them down in front of a book, a finance book, a book on healthy boundaries, like how to socialize, a book on something, that has to do with whatever they say they're interested in. If they want to be a deep sea diver, they want to be a farmer, whatever they want to do, put a book in their hand. All right? Snatch that game out the wall. The Institute of the Futurist report in 2017 that declared 85% of the jobs in 2030, when today's second graders will graduate high school, have not been invented yet. Let me highlight this. The world's moving so fast that 85% of the jobs in 2030, when today's second graders graduate high school, they haven't even been invented yet. I have to stop and pause sometimes for y'all minds to catch up. I know I'm shooting a lot at you, but come on, work with me. All right? Check and see what I got. Okay, she ain't jumped in yet. Okay, let me get back to the screen share. On top of that, we're facing an unfolding crisis in the environment. Rampant racial, ethnic, and gender inequities, the impending confluence of bioengineering and artificial intelligence, and escalating craziness on the geopolitical stage. All right. For millennia, elders have led youth through scaffold rites of passage. All right. For millennia, elders have led youth through scaffolded rites of passage. And they, across history, they found that they have a universal three-part structure: separation, liminality, and reincorporation, to help people make sense of the great transition. Man, this is why you do research. That's one heck of a word, liminality. We have to definitely go to Siri and find out what she has to say about that. Hey Siri, what does the word liminality mean?
In anthropology, liminality is the quality of ambiguity or disorientation that occurs in the middle stage of a rite of passage, when participants no longer hold their spiritual status but have not yet begun the transition to the status they will hold when the rite is complete. Would you like to hear more?
Nah, it's all right. I got it from here. Wow. Wow. Wasn't that's what I'm telling you, knowledge is fresh. Now, for all you lazy parents, what she basically is saying is that liminality is that transition point. It's that holding, that pause. It's that in between, that great in between where you witness your young person leave behind their childish ways and cleave to what's coming in adulthood. Liminality. That's Taibu Muad'Dib of educating the culture, man. You have to get with this. But you can't have that and you won't experience it until you separate. And all the men out there dating women with teenage kids that they ain't holding accountable are praising my name. That's what it is. That's what it is. And fellas, you have to be strong enough to walk away from chicks that's raising their kids to be kids instead of raising them to be functional members of this society as adults. Do you know the danger in putting kids that aren't grown into a position of a grown person, you know how dangerous that is? I'm telling you, it's tough. You know, I might be going out on a limb here, but I have to do it. I can't minimize uh, what's going on culturally between the Europeans, Africans, and America still. But what I can say is that the gross negligence we see these officers, these law enforcement officers, do these things that lead to death and cause death, don't they seem to be childish, as if they haven't fully grown and grasped the concept of adulthood? I might be going out on a limb here, but you look at those killer cops in Memphis. Wasn't there something vaguely immature about what they were doing? I mean, because as a person that struggled for years being abused and then giving abuse, I can tell you firsthand that it's immature and childish to not have a grip on impulse control. To not be able to keep yourself from impulsively going on your basest, most gross cultural biases. To not be able to go against the impulse to cause physical bodily harm to somebody that's screwing your ex or your current wife or girlfriend. Something vaguely childish about that. And if I'm correct in some way, I'm pretty sure some psychologists are going to come out and say, yes, Taibu Muad'Dib was right about that. If I am correct, do you see how dangerous it is, parents, to put kids and young people who aren't grown in positions held by grown people? I mean, you have to be grown to be a police officer these days. It's rough out there. And not give yourself over to impulses that would have you use your authority to hurt, maim, and kill innocents. I can't even, the show's almost coming to an end anyway. I can't even go on really. I didn't get myself all worked up. Many so-called adults still act as a child, therefore their children are going to act like that. Yeah, sadly that's true. Um, I'm not gonna hold you guys on here. I ain't got myself all worked up, but it's something worth considering. All right, fellas, don't date a woman I don't care how old they are. Don't date a woman that's just babying kids when they should be helping them to that liminality point. When they should be separating themselves, getting them off the tit, as they say, when they should be doing that. Don't latch yourself on to somebody like that. That evinces that she herself suffers from generational stupidity. All right. Why cleave to a woman that's generationally stupid? You know what I'm saying? Especially why have a child with her? Why marry her? Why do anything with a woman like that when she is not showing that she has the mindset to develop into a real adult, right? Ladies, you guys are looking with your lust, right? And not with your third eye at these fellas. I'm going to somehow develop a drink called realness so you ladies stop getting fooled by these grown boys. Shout out to my man Tori Culberson. He gave us that phrase on You're a Mess. Ladies, you have to develop more skills. You have to do your research. You have to know what a grown boy does and what a grown boy looks like. Stop expecting these adult mature commitments from these, males, the male species that haven't matured to true adulthood. It's tragic, tragic downfalls. Things to look for. Do your research, everybody. We all learned a new word today, liminality. That's a beautiful concept. I apologize for getting all worked up with you guys. It's a big deal for me. I'm dealing with it right now, myself personally. Not that I can't say I wish I wasn't. It's just hopefully that by being solid and being knowledgeable and conscious, I'll overcome and help folks, get on their way to righteousness and where they should be in their lives. Ladies, if you're gonna have kids, they grow up. They're supposed to grow up. Help them grow up. Taibu Muad'Dib, you know what it is. Tune in tomorrow. I don't even know what I'm going to talk about tomorrow. Y'all supposed to be sending y'all funny memes, and my girlfriend and I, we've been doing our memes, and it's been fun. So send your memes in, inbox them, send them to the podcast email, hostofym@gmail.com. Let's get that popping. On the way out the door, I just want to ask you guys, how did y'all feel about that intro? Wasn't that nice? It was beastie. Yeah. Girlfriend definitely got a voice on her. I appreciate her for all the support that she's shown the show. And you guys as well. Ooh, that came in. Ooh, that's beat. Tomorrow at 9:30, we're gonna go crazy. I'm gonna leave it up to y'all. If you want to share with us, it's Friday, it's 9:30. We can do our thing. They don't know. Yeah. Swag. We thank y'all for tuning in. That's Shay Houston, everybody. Officer Rhodes. Let's do it. 9:30 tomorrow. Don't you miss it. Inbox your topics, what you want to discuss, what you see online. We're going to go hard. The week's best, funniest, and worst. This is the truth.